Santo, adios. Moving like a spiral, like the time a nigga lost religion, fountained in the matrix with a diamond necklace pendant with it. Studying the brujeria science with the metaphysics. Police stop a nigga, you know I never paid a ticket. Counterclockwise time was ticking. Wizard, I'm a mathematician. I'm eating wonderfully, feeling like the voucher nigga. I remember rocking French toes, always had some dickies with it. Bullshit that she telling me, no it don't excite a nigga. Words is coming out of mouth, make you wanna fight a nigga. Universal rage aggression, lying at a tiger with it. Switching like it's Nike, shorty know I.
Everyone, welcome to Open Mic Poet Night, sponsored by Elevated Elite Entertainment. My name is Erica Wilder, also known as Blue Running Water, and I will be your hostess this evening. We have so many talented poets, artists, and entertainers here with us this evening, and they're going to share their poetry with us and also recitals from their books. So everybody sit back and enjoy the show. Let's welcome Natasha Hughes Smith.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for this opportunity. I'm not a poet. I am a storyteller and a novelist, and I have written my very first series, and it's called the Reflection Series. And I am very excited about this series. It looks at, I write suspenseful romance thrillers with a hint of dark romance, a hint of mafia and crime fiction, all mixed into one. So it's something for everybody. And this series looks at what are people willing to do or give up to have what they want. And in the Reflections series, the first novel, Reflections, the leading male, Jeffrey, has done everything society says he's supposed to do. Gone to the best of schools, best of grades, best of professions, yet he has not seen success. And so he's at a turning point in his life where he's willing to walk a gray line or maybe even cross the line if necessary to get what he wants. And if you listen closely to this little excerpt I'm going to read, you'll hear a couple of names exchanged for each other, and that might kind of give away a hint of the twist to this plot. So I'm going to read a short portion of Reflections. John knocked on the door. "It's time, Vincent," informed and elated John. This was the proudest moment he had of his son. Jeff jumped up from his desk. "Let's do this," Jeff joined in the excitement. The two walked together to the boardroom. This was vindication, and John was pleased that he could keep a Barrington at the helm since Joshua, his youngest, wasn't yet interested in the family business. Joshua went off to prove himself and show that he did not need Barrington connections to be successful. John understood that he cast a huge shadow which made it difficult for any man to shine. Stevenson was perplexed that an emergency meeting was called without him knowing the reason why. It wasn't until he saw Vincent and John being chummy that he became concerned. He internally questioned what plan the pair had up their sleeves. The other members were just as confused as they stood talking to one another, only to discover that no one knew the reason for the meeting. Board members, good morning. Please be seated. Thank you for squeezing this emergency meeting into your schedules. I have two important announcements to make. However, before I do that, I'd like my son to update the board on some critical information he discovered. "Vince," said John as he motioned for Jeff to take the lead as John sat with the captive audience. "Thank you, Father. As some of you are aware, I've made it my mission in the past several months to increase company profits. My plan to accomplish this is not only by gaining new business, but also looking at current business to determine where we can streamline to reduce costs. It was during the latter that task that I discovered some very troubling news. I found it very peculiar that the overhead for jobs using Acme supplies was so high. I dug and dug, yet all the reports panned out. However, something did not sit right with me. So I called Acme and spoke to Mr. Benson," explained Jeff. He could see that Stevenson was starting to get fidgety. Hampton Inc. has had a long and prosperous relationship with Acme. Why would we end that? Questioned Stevenson in an attempt to divert attention off topic and rally support from the confused board members. Agreed, voiced a member, and others followed suit. It's funny that you should mention prosperous. As it turns out, it has been more prosperous for one more than the rest. When I complained about the pricing, Benson asked me if I wanted the same deal that he had cut for Stevenson. It turns out that he was paying Stevenson directly to allow him to overcharge Hampton Inc. for supplies, Jeff informed as he watched his words marinate in their minds. This is a lie, a desperate attempt from an entitled man-child to maintain authority, Stevenson tried to persuade the board and, more importantly, John. I thought I might have distrust among you, so I have proof. I recorded the call, informed Jeff as he took out his cell phone. He noticed Stevenson's apparent discomfort, and Stevenson's eyes betrayed him by showing that his mind was moving 1,000 miles a minute, trying to figure out how to slant this revealing breaking news in his favor. Listen, instructed Jeff as he played the recording. The expressions of the board members said it all. Those that never cared for Stevenson felt vindicated and looked to John for a verdict like a jury appears in a courtroom. And those that felt Vince was an entitled man-child now had a measure of respect for the man. Now everyone looked with anticipation as it was time for John to give his closing remarks. Now that brings me to my two announcements. It's time that we agree that Stevenson's tenure here has passed. It's time for another's to start. I want to rescind the board's previous decision to end Vincent's tenure as CEO. I think he has once and for all proved that he wants to be a part of Hampton Inc. and has earned the title of CEO. All in favor of the removal of Stevenson, said John as he waited to hear the votes. Aye, said the board unanimously, say one. Nay, said John as his eyes buried a hole into Stevenson's soul. Stevenson could only look pissed. This is a misunderstanding, Stevenson said as he looked around, seeking someone to back him up. Pack your shit, Stevenson, interrupted John. You are lucky that we are letting you and your family keep your dignity by not pressing criminal charges. John used the conference room phone to request security. Please escort Patrick Stevenson from the premises and deactivate his security clearance. He will only be allowed to pack personal items, instructed John. Yes, Mr. Brereton, right away, sir, said the head of security. Now for the exciting part of this, those in favor of rescinding the vote to oust Vincent, instructed John. I was unanimous vote for the board. From the board. Welcome back, son, said John as he proudly shook his hand and held Jeff's shoulder firmly with the other. Thank you. I'm going to share the good news with Vivian, confided John as he gathered up his phone and head out of the boardroom. Stevenson's eyes were burning a hole in his back as he passed him. Don't get too comfortable, Vincent. You won't be able to hold on for long, laughed Stevenson as the guards passed Jeff to escort Stevenson out. Thank you for allowing me to share that. And the Reflection series is a collection of 4 novels. 3 are currently published, and I'm working on the 4th. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. We all enjoyed your reading. Thank you. All right. I would like to introduce to everyone my first poetry book. It's called Expressions of Blue Running Water, and it can be purchased on Amazon.com. It comes in paperback and also ebook. So make sure you you go on Amazon and get your book.
Ultima de la Jefe, Santo de Dios. Moving like a spiral, like the time a nigga lost religion, found him in the matrix with a diamond necklace pendant with it. Studying the Brujeria science with the metaphysics. Police stop a nigga, you know I never paid a ticket. Counterclockwise time was ticking. Wizard, I'm a mathematician. I'm eating wonderfully, feeling like the voucher nigga. I remember rocking French toes, always had some dickies with it. Bullshit that she telling me, no it don't excite a nigga. Words is coming out of mouth, make you wanna fight a nigga. Universal rage aggression, lying at a tiger with it, switching like it's night.